Our 445 final project is called the Fugue. It's an interactive VR experience that we've built completely in Unity, and it's kind of centered around the story of the life of a musician who shoulders the weight of expectations and how his fear of failure manifests in his dreams and the sacrifices he makes along the way. So we want our users to not only build a sense of empathy towards the feeling of failure and how other people's perspective of failure may impact their mental health, but we also want to shed some light towards the sacrifices that people have to make that lead up to the experiences they have, the failures that they may have, and how that affects the before and after of their lives. At the end of things, the main goal is for our users to develop a sense of understanding towards how other people may have their perspective of failure or their perception of failure and how that can affect their lives. So what we tried to take advantage of was the uniqueness of VR, which is the fact that it allows you to have users really have a heightened level of immersion towards an experience, and that allowed us to create kind of this scenario where people are able to associate with the sense of unease and awe, for example, on a big stage, which is one of the scenarios or scenes that we used. We divide the experience into two phases, which is the main character's dream world as well as his reality. And what we use that for is to set the tone for his failure, the before and after, and then the eventual triumph that he has as he overcomes things. We used our two controllers, the VR controllers for movement. We had a locomotion technique based around the joystick as well as directional orientation based on where you're looking in the headset. So we use VR because it enables us to do a lot of things that we wouldn't be able to do on more conventional mediums such as the computers or phones or things like that. VR really allows you to have this more immersive experience by really enclosing yourself into kind of whatever it is that you're experiencing. In our sense, it was allowing you to incorporate more of your bodily movements as well as your senses that created this kind of enclosed environment for you. And that did a lot to help us build this tone that we wanted and really make it feel like the experience you're having is something that you might have yourself. So our final showcase went a little bit more surprising than we thought. Definitely had a lot more people come and want to try out things, and as well, typical with these type of showcases and everything in general, nothing goes as planned or perfect. So we definitely had a couple bugs and we had to fix things along the way, but we were really happy with kind of like the tone that people had and their reactions.
What do you think of the experience?
It was, like you said, about anxiety and performance anxiety. I think it really captured the feeling pretty well with the dark spotlights and then like the sounds at the back. The background noise is very eerie, very creepy, like it's more like thriller for me rather than like emotional anxiety.
What do you think the experience is about?
So I think it was like you are a musician. You have a lot of pressure on you to perform, and then it's like you're kind of living through a bad dream of doing a terrible performance and then having to deal with all the repercussions that comes with that, right? So yeah, I think that's the thing.
A lot of people are really happy with the experience they had. They even gave us like interesting insight to the emotions that they had during the experience that we didn't anticipate. So like overall, we thought it was really great. They kept us busy because it was very back to back, and I think the biggest thing that as a team we wanted to, or we thought was our biggest weakness, is probably the polishing. But with a student project like this, like that's to be expected, I think. Overall, I think we're really happy with it. There's definitely a lot of things to fix, but we learned a lot along the way, and I think that's what matters for us most.